I'm Dave Kaiser from CCX Media. Thanks for joining us for the special update from the city of New Hope. The mayor is with us, Kathi Hemken. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Thank you so
Nice
much
to be
for
here, Dave.
joining us. She has a nice laundry list of items that are happening in the city that we want to bring you an update on. Let's begin in community development. One of the hot topics lately, Mayor, not only for New Hope, for many cities in the state, has been outdoor dining. Give us a little look inside the discussions and thoughts you're having in New Hope.
Well, today is May 26th, and on June 1st, we're hoping to open some of the outdoor dining, the patio areas. Of course, that takes a lot of planning on their part and on ours. We're going to do a temporary ordinance that we're going to look at tonight at our council meeting and see that we can get that passed. They'll need a permit to open those dining areas, but there won't be any charge to that. We really want to get some of those businesses back and running. So we've been working with them. The community development director has been working with the businesses, and I think come the 1st of June, we'll have a plan in place, and you can probably get a burger outside.
A lot of people looking forward to that. And again, newhopemn.gov, a great place to find out some of the updates related to COVID-19 and what the city's doing. You have some great news to pass along related to the census and also some words of encouragement. Tell us about the census update.
Well, they've stretched out when the enumerators are going. And so instead of when they were going in the end of June, they'll be going in July to October. The good news is New Hope has 73% return on the census that answered that. Right. Hennepin County's got about 69%. We are one of the highest in the states to do that, and the state is one of the highest in the nation. But with that said, we still need that other 27% to answer that census. So they can still go online, they can still answer the questions. It's just so important to all of our development that they answer those.
Let's go back to another topic we've talked about a few times, and that's tobacco use prevention. Tell us about the process this is taking through the council and through various other meetings within the city.
It has. The governor passed, or the state, I think, passed an ordinance that said you have to be 21 to buy and 18 to smoke. So 18 to sell it, I mean. One of the things we wanted to do is get rid of flavors in the tobacco. We're keeping mint, menthol, and wintergreen. And the reason we're doing that is because the other cities are too. And I think we need to help our businesses so that they don't lose that business. Because if they can't sell those products, people don't come into the store, they don't buy gas, they'll just drive right by the station. So this is a start. It's not perfect, but it's a start, and we'll work on it from there.
All right, more information to come on that. Let's go back to COVID-19 for a second, and we'll touch on a couple COVID-related things within the city. One is small business assistance and relief. Give us the update of what you're hearing as far as relief to some of the small businesses in New Hope.
Well, the thing I want to talk about today a little bit is the self-employed small businesses. They can still get those $1,500 to $2,000 loans, forgivable loans, but they need to apply really quick. I think it closes on the 29th of May. So they've just got a few days to do that. If you're a self-employed small business, you really need to ask for some help if you need it.
And again, some links through the city's website, newhopemn.gov, to find out more information on that. Networking group related to businesses in the area. There's still people getting together and talking about supporting and running businesses. Tell us when that group is next meeting.
The next meeting is June 3rd. Yes, June 3rd at 8:30. It'll be a virtual meeting. We really want businesses to sign into that virtual meeting. If they have trouble signing in, they can call City Hall or go on the website and get the information on how to sign in. What they're going to get from that is a lot of updates on what's happening in the city. It changes from day to day. Mm-hmm. And we want those small businesses to be aware of what's happening and how we can help them the best we can.
Another update and a sure sign to pass along that city business is happening is there's applications coming in for a police officer position. Tell us a little bit about this process.
Well, typically when we look for candidates, we post it inside City Hall, and then we go external. Getting a police officer from inside is a little more difficult because it's a police officer. So we've gone to the outside and looking for applicants. So if you're interested in being a police officer in New Hope, go online. You can get the information there, and it's a virtual, fill out the form, and a virtual interview. But we need police officers.
Very good. Number of things happening in public works. One note you wanted to pass along is if people are seeing possible code violations, what is the process? How is that being handled right now? What can you tell us about if someone's out and sees something?
Well, as I was driving down Winnetka, there are dandelions that are about knee high. Now, I don't know if the people aren't living there at the moment or if the business isn't operating, but they really need to go online into the complaint department, if you will, and that would be community development, and just type in. They don't have to give a lot of information about themselves. They do have to give the address, and we'll get somebody out there to get those violations taken care of.
One other project you wanted to mention that we are seeing a lot of work happening and maybe an area to stay away from in town is the Northland Parkway area. Tell us about the construction update there.
Well, there's two pieces to that. One of them is a 36.5 circle, did a mill and overlay, and they reclaimed some of the surface stuff, and they tested it, and it would be just fine to use at Northland Parkway for their gravel underneath their roadway. So their gravel road that they're on now is probably going to stay that way for a few more weeks until they get 36.5 done. And don't go on Northland Parkway if you can help it. Unless you live there, don't go there.
Good advice from the mayor. Let's talk a little bit about the pool, and people have probably heard at this point the delay in the pool and not opening to the next year. And if you dig a little deeper into the reasons why, some of it comes down to lifeguards. Give us a little bit of that insight of what's happening.
Well, the pool and the Civic Center Park are pretty much on schedule. They're actually pouring the vortex pool, and they're putting in grout and tile in the 50-meter. That's going to be ready to open when we thought it would. The problem is we can't get lifeguards, and we can't get lifeguards because the American Heart Association won't, or American Red Cross, won't certify lifeguards now. And if they're not certified by them, we can't use them. And so it's a problem with getting staffing to fill out the positions and getting those lifeguards. It just made more sense to us to wait until the 2021 season. Very difficult decision to make. We've all been looking forward to this pool opening. We've all been excited about it. It's just not going to happen.
Certainly something that other cities are probably facing with pools in their own cities as well. Other news from Park and Rec, some good news related to virtual happenings. Tell us a little bit about some things that have been canceled, but now we're turning into virtual type events.
Well, all of our in-person programs have been canceled. They're just not safe at the moment with this COVID-19, but we do have a lot of virtual programs. So I'm going to read them because there's so many of them. And Park and Rec is really excited about them. So starting in June, they're going to do a virtual playground programs, Wizard Masters Camp, whatever that is, Mega Machines Camp, virtual martial arts, virtual safe at home, virtual family story time, some take-home science kits, and there'll be more coming soon. They're actually, the police department and the West Metro Fire have been talking about a safety camp and how they can open that, or if they can open that. That hasn't been seriously canceled, but they're talking on ways they could probably open that if they can.
And the other that's happening virtually is the vehicle fair that is on June 6th. And I know the city and some other departments have gone through and actually recorded a look inside their vehicles, and we'll give people a tour that way. So there's a website through the city of Crystal that will pop up on the screen here. But again, you can get that through the New Hope website as well. Let's talk about use of the parks, Mayor, for just a moment, if we can, and some guidelines that the city is working on. Give us a little background information there, if you could.
Well, the parks and the basketball courts have been closed. By the guidelines from the governor, we're going to open our parks and our basketball nets are going to go back up. We're telling people, though, they're not sanitized. They're not really clean. They're clean, but they're just not sanitized. So you're going to have to use those at your own risk. Some people will, some won't. There's really all the other parks and basketball hoops are being reopened. So we're doing that too.
One thing that is open is the golf course in a very full way. Tell us about golfing and how people are enjoying the golf course in New Hope.
Well, of course, you have to go online and make your tee time online. I believe you can just show up, but it's been so busy, I wouldn't just show up and expect it to be open. People are being very, very respectful. They're keeping their distance. They're playing in 2 and 4-somes. When they're riding in carts, they have to ride alone if they're not with family. And there hasn't really been a place to congregate afterwards. I understand they're looking at opening up that front patio just like they are opening up outdoor dining, so that maybe 2 people at a table can at least talk about their golf game. I have to tell you, though, even though the golf course had opened, it has not improved my golf game. I don't understand that. We did have a very successful plant sale there, raised $1,500 for the golf course. To buy flowers and trees and maybe a bird bath or whatever it is Mark wants to do with it. But
Wonderful.
golf is open and it's cheap. Come on out.
Good for them. And quick update on the ice arena. It's the off season of the ice arena, but that doesn't mean it's not having anything done. Tell us about some of the updates going on there.
Well, last I heard, the ice is still in. They're leaving the ice in. It's expensive to keep the ice up, but it's also expensive to take it out and put it back in. And so, day-to-day things change. So in the meantime, they're painting the locker rooms. They're cleaning up the Zamboni. They're trying to get their winter schedules coordinated. That takes a lot of time to do that. They're trying to open. We just want to make sure we're safe.
Let's talk a little bit about it. And you mentioned it earlier about the Civic Center area and the pool area. Things have slowed down just a little bit over the past few days because of some stuff falling out of the sky. Is that correct?
Well, they were planning to put in some landscaping, and then it rained 3 inches. And if you had the chance to go over to see Civic Center Park, you would have seen all of the play equipment that's there now underwater. It looked like it was all floating somewhere. So they've got the water pretty much gone. If it doesn't, looks like it's going to rain again. If it doesn't rain, they'll start on that landscaping. But the trails are in, the lighting is in. Again, it's right on schedule, and they're making progress. It's been hard to open.
Understandable with all that's going on. Well, Mayor, thank you so much again for the update. As you see, a lot happening in the city of New Hope, and you can go onto the website, newhopemn.gov, to find out some of the latest information that is happening. Mayor Hemken, thanks again. Yes, go right ahead.
Just one real quick thing. Filing is open. So we're looking for 2 city council seats and a mayor's seat. So if you're interested at all, you should get out and file. It's open until the 2nd of June. Costs $5.
Very good information. Mayor, thanks again for your time.
Thanks,
we'll
Dave.
talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Dave.
Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.